What's good about it? Take a letter. Mr. Daniel Patrick Ryan, Publicity Department, Supreme Pictures. This is to notify you that your services are no longer required.
How about sending Ryan a carbon copy of his last discharge notice?
Never mind a written notice. I got an idea what he's doing with my communications on paper. Tears them up and throws them in the wastebasket. This time, there's no way getting the can off his tail. It's going to stick. I'm going to have the pleasure of telling him myself.
I'll phone him to come over.
All right. Wait a minute. Take those flowers with you. Maybe Ryan can use them to his funeral. I hate flowers anyway.
Tell him Miss Linda Lovely has agreed to let them use her name in a nationwide campaign to advertise their product.
Miss Lovely is the bunk.
So's her skin under a dozen layers of makeup. Never mind. Here's an inter-office communication to Vogel. Chiropodist report shows that Miss Lois Clayton will be unable to portray the showcases for glass slippers. Reasons as follows. Fallen arches, hammer toes, club feet, bunions, etc., etc., etc. Suggest you use Miss Doris Dawn. Mr. Daniel Ryan's office. Okay, I'll be right up. Papa Vogel wants to see little Daniel.
Uh-oh.
Name it?
Heads.
Right. That means I'm canned again. Oh, well. How do I look?
Perfect.
I always make it a rule to look my best when my resignation is asked. Hi, I'm Amy. Little girl, you should be in pictures.
I believe I heard that once before.
That's the trouble with you, Dame Jo. I was listening to the wrong guys. Hey, what's the big brain got on his mind today?
Well, if you beg him hard enough, maybe he'll tell you.
That's what I'm afraid of.
You are...
Take it easy, Chief. Take it easy now.
This time you are positively discharged.
Oh.
Well?
Sometime you're going to discharge me once too often, and I'll walk out on you.
Take your choice now. Walk or be thrown out.
Say, what's the reason for all this threatened violence?
I've been taking a lot of bad advice of you for years.
Yeah, and you've made millions by it, haven't you?
Who advised me to pay $25,000 for a racketeer when the cycle of gang sections was petering out?
Well, who advised you to make Paris at daybreak? You cleaned up on that one, didn't
Who
you?
advised me to put a Siegfried Sarnoff on the contract? Who said what Supreme Pictures needs is a great foreign director? Artistic touches. Bah! And what's he done since he's been here? Collected thousands of dollars in salary and hasn't directed a scene.
Well, I didn't tell you to let him okay his own story and cast, did I? That's one you put your foot into without consulting Daniel Patrick Ryan. That's the kind of stuff you'd be doing every day if you had to rely on your own judgment.
What kind of advice did you give Sarnoff last night in the club?
Oh, I don't know. You have to be nice to those pests when you meet them socially. I don't know what I said to them. I was a little bit tight.
A little bit tight? I thought you always bragged that you never become intoxicated.
Well, that was before repeal. My stomach isn't used to this legal stuff.
You sold him the idea of directing Racketeer.
Who, me? Oh, Chief, he's too foreign to direct a story so typically American.
No, he'll be trying for artistic effects with gun smoke. Giving mouths, spiritual expression.
Oh, Chief, you gotta talk him out of it. Why, that big ham couldn't direct that. You gotta talk him out of it.
I argued with him all night. Now I got to take it on the chin or pay a salary for the next 2 years without him turning his head. Anyway, you are fired!
Okay, Chief. You're perfectly right. But I just want you to know that I've always tried to do my best.
How would you like to be in the movies? Goodbye.
Hi, Sig. Are you home?
Come in, my friend.
Just dropped in to offer my congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I hope to be able to show my appreciation someday for your kindness regarding The Racketeer. It's going to be the biggest picture of the year. A milestone in motion picture progress.
Well, it's a good story. I'm glad it's fallen into capable hands. And I'm sure that you'll make something startling.
Vogel was a bit hesitant about a foreign director handling a subject quite so American. It seems he forgot that I'm Siegfried Sonov. The action is American, but the tempo and the artistic background are completely continental. I shall strive for symbolic effects.
Well, all Vogel's risking is his money. Siegfried Sonov is risking his reputation as an artist.
The risk is negligible, my friend. Sonov never fails.
Well, look, Sig, I have a little request to make.
Yes?
You know, on account of, I suggested the idea of you directing the picture and everything.
What is it?
Well, there's a young lady on the lot who I think would be terrific in the leading role in your picture, if she only had the chance.
Who is it?
Doris Dawn.
I'm sorry. I should like to please you. But when it comes to art, the true artist never compromises. Later, I'll be glad to give Miss Dawn a chance, but not in The Racketeer.
Well, think nothing of it, Sig. It was only an idle thought.
It hurts me to refuse you, because evidently you're vitally interested in this young woman, and she's very charming, I assure you.
Forget it. Sig, I have an inspiration, a great inspiration.
What is it?
No, I better keep it to myself. I'm not going to tell you.
But I'm your friend. It was your suggestion that I make this picture. You must contribute every idea that you have.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe I should tell you. Sit down. Now look, you know and I know that Vogel is right when he says that the American public is tired of gangster pictures.
Well.
But he doesn't know why they're tired of gangster pictures.
The Racketeer will be different.
And how? Now look, you can't make the picture goers think that every ham actor looks like a gangster. Nor can you give them the same old story time and time again and make them like it. Now what we're going to have in this picture is realism. And by realism, we mean the real thing. Now we're going to get the best-looking, toughest gangster in the country to play the leading role in this picture. The papers will eat it up and the dames will go nuts. You like it?
Stupendous!
All right. Now you have it in your contract that you can pick your own cast. You go up to Vogel's office and tell him the idea.
Don't you worry. You leave Vogel to me.
Oh, wait a minute. Just don't tell him it was my idea.
Well,
Hello, kiddies.
Is it true you're leaving?
I told you I'd stick around here till I made an actress out of you, didn't I?
But how can you? You're fired.
Not yet. But unless my name isn't Danny Ryan, the boss will be down here in a few minutes begging me to stay.
Are you insane?
It's the greatest inspiration I ever had.
I wouldn't dispute that. Maybe you would like me to give you this studio for a present. For a year's time you have been working here, collecting $1,000 a week. And what have you given me for? A pain in the neck!
I am Sonov. And who are you? Nobody. I'm an artist, and what are you? Nothing.
This is one time I'm not giving in.
Nor I.
What do you think the census would say about a gangster playing the leading role? What about the press? The women's club?
What do I care what they say? I'm an artist, a director, a realist. I'll make a great picture and the world will acclaim me. And you'll get all the filthy money. That's what your soul longs for.
Send Ryan over here. Immediately!
Vogel won't take you back. He's through with you. And with you gone, he'll never take up my option.
Yeah. You say he wants to see me? Well, you tell Vogel he's just another picture producer to me, and I'm not working for him anymore.
Vogel wants to see you?
Sure, I told you he would, didn't I?
Well, aren't you going?
Nah.
Oh, please, Danny, for my sake.
How would you like to play the feminine lead in Racketeer?
Well, I don't see how you can joke about anything so serious.
I'm not joking, it's on the level. I talked to Sornoff just a few minutes ago.
And he said I could?
No, he said you couldn't.
Well, I'm glad you're leaving. I'm glad I won't have to see you anymore. Well, I don't see anything funny.
You look out that window and you will. You'll see the president of Supreme Pictures Incorporated making a beeline for this exact spot.
What does he want?
Oh, he wants to ask me to remain on the job at a nice increase in salary. Tell you, you duck down behind the desk and you'll hear the works. Oh, hello, Mr. Vogel.
Why didn't you come when I called for you?
I don't work here anymore.
Wait a minute. I was only joking.
I'm sorry, but I took you seriously.
You can't walk out on me this way. I've always been your best friend, haven't I?
Yeah, but I got a little deal on with Monarch Pictures, so I guess you're going to have to tell your troubles to someone else.
But what are you leaving for?
Oh, a small sum of $200 a week more than you're paying me.
All right, I'll raise the pot. I'll make it 250 more.
Okay, Ben, I'll send this suit to the cleaners anyway.
Listen, then. That fool Planoff is having an inspiration. He wants to use a real gangster for the leading part in Racketeer.
Well, you're not going to let him do it, are you?
I can't help it. He's got me by the throat. Then, you're the only man that can get me out of this hole. You got to think of some way.
All right, Ben, I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, there's something you can do for me.
What?
Cashier's office. About that $250 a week raise.
This is Vogel speaking. There's a burglar at the head of the publicity department. Raise his salary $250 a week more.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you very, very much.
But how are we going to handle Sanoff? That's what's worrying me.
Oh, wait a minute, Chief. Look, when you came in that door, you had every reason in the world to be worried, but not now. Now, here's a cigar. You go right back to your office and sit down and enjoy a nice smoke and a smile. And remember, little Danny Ryan is on the job.
Remember, Danny. Remember, please.
Well, if they rate a man's salary according to his nerve, brother, you're still getting pin money.
You're perfectly right, darling, but it isn't going to be pin money much longer. I'm going to make myself the highest salaried publicity director in this business. And furthermore, I'm going to make you a star. The highest salaried star this side of the Milky Way, the Big and Little Dipper combined.
Oh, Danny, you're a darling.
Now, look. Here's a complete script and dialogue for Racketeer. You duck over to your dressing room, lock the door, and read it. And mum's the word. Got a lot of arranging to do. We'll have dinner with Sarnoff, and maybe we can help him pick out your new leading man. Now run along, will you?
Okay.
Daisy, take a telegram, will you? No, wait a minute. Call Carty's Mountain Inn for me first. You know, this is one of the toughest joints in town. All the big shot gangsters hang out here.
It's exciting.
See that fellow sitting over in the corner with the mustache?
Yeah.
Foreign-looking fellow?
Good looking, isn't he?
What do you think of him?
He's perfect.
Well, I have a contract right here in my pocket, ready for him to sign. If he'll sign it.
You forget I'm Sonov. Anybody would jump at the chance to play in one of my pictures. I think I'll talk to him.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't go rushing over there. One of those guys might get excited and start shooting.
I've got to see him before he gets out of here.
Or perhaps the waiter can arrange it.
Now, there's a smart girl. I'll fix it with the waiter. What do you have?
Get him.
Three? What do you have with him?
Get him up.
Come on. Hey, wait a minute! Come on, get in the car and we'll catch him.
Here they come. Step on it, hurry. We've got to find out where he lives. Hurry. You better give the signal to open the gate.
Hey, the gate's locked.
I'm going in there. I've got to see that man tonight.
Don't be silly. They might turn a machine gun on you.
Who are you? What do you want?
We want to see Tony Capello.
Write him a letter.
Tell him the great Sonov wants him to act in his picture.
Tony ain't that way.
It'll be the biggest picture of the year. It'll make him a star.
All right. I'll tell him. And if he wants to see you, the gates will open. And don't forget to come in with your hands up.
Ryan, publicity director for Supreme Pictures. There's Miss Dawn, one of our featured players, and Mr. Sonoff, our ace director.
That's Tony Capello. What do you want to see me for?
I want you for my next picture. I'm going to make the greatest underworld picture ever made, and you're going to play the lead.
I don't like pictures.
Oh, that's only because you've seen a bunch of ham actors. This one's going to have a real gangster in the part. You'll earn a bigger salary than you've ever made in any racket, and there'll be no danger of your being killed.
I like my own racket.
You can't afford to turn down a chance like this. There isn't an actor in the business who wouldn't jump at the chance.
I think we better go. Mr. Sonoff can come back some other time.
I'm not leaving until Capello signs to play the racketeer.
Thanks for the offer, but I am not interested.
Well, I'd think it over before I turn it down, Mr. Capello. It's a great opportunity for you, and if you want to...
shut up. Are you in the picture?
I'm afraid not.
You certainly are.
Now, wait a minute.
How about it?
Why, certainly Miss Dawn will play opposite you if you want her.
I have my own reason for being here incognito. I'll play the part. But my identity must be kept strictly confidential.
Oh, that's swell. That's great. Hey, you got a pen?
I don't write.
Here, I have one.
Oh, fine. Here you are, Mr. Capello. Now, you come right over here and sign here on the dotted line. Now, that'll be fine, right there. Didn't I tell you you'd get the part?
Do you think for a minute I'll be made love to by an uncouth?
You'll play it and like it.
can't go in there. Mr. Vogel's in conference.
Well, from now on, it's a huddle, and don't let anybody in but Izzy.
Mr. Ryan,
Yeah?
I've just had some new photographs made for the Fan magazine.
Well, now, isn't that wonderful? I suppose everybody will be fighting over them.
Young man, I thought you were a gentleman.
Well, I'm not. This job requires a double-crosser and a crook. A guy who wasn't even acquainted with the truth. If there's one little inch of publicity space to be had, you want it, Vogel wants it, Sonoff wants it, to say nothing of Miss Lovely and Miss Dawn.
Young man, this is just too terrible. I'll see Mr. Vogel.
Well, if you get any satisfaction out of him, it'll be more than I ever got.
Shh. Quiet. I'm about to win.
Well, Benny, everything's under control. Capello's all signed, and Sonoff thinks the guy's great. He even agreed to have Doris in the picture.
Yeah?
Why, it was a pushover.
So everything went off without a hitch,
Why, that sap-headed director fell for it like a ton of bricks. He thinks Capello is the ideal gangster type.
Have a cigar, Dan.
Thanks. This is the greatest idea I ever had in my life. I'm surprised I didn't think of it sooner.
Yeah. But suppose he finds out in the middle of the picture that his gangster is just a ham actor from a Wap outfit.
Nobody knows that but you and I and Tony and Duke. Why, no one out here ever heard of the guy.
You didn't let Doris in on it, did you?
No, she fell harder than anybody. She did get sore, though, because Tony gave her the once-over too often.
Yeah? I still think it's a madman's dream. I got a hunch something is going to slip. Say, how do I know Tony can act?
Why, he played his part perfectly at the Roadhouse last night. There's only one thing he does have to learn, though, and that's to pull his punches. Boy, would I hate to be the guy that Izzy hired to get socked for $10. It'll cost over $100 to have his front teeth fixed.
I'm not going to have a lawsuit on my hands over that.
Oh, no. Oh, Izzy, come on in. Here, help yourself. You more than earned it last night. I was just telling Mr. Vogel about the sock Tony planted on your man's mouth. It was a honey, wasn't it?
Yes, but you see... I'm not going to have a lawsuit over it.
I don't know.
You don't know? Why didn't you feel him out?
Well, I'll tell you, it was this way. We got a puncture on the way out, and when we got there, it was all over.
What was all over?
Tony punched the wrong man.
I knew he was going to ball it all up. Now I will be sued.
Now, wait a minute, Benny. Keep your shirt on, will you? More than likely a couple days extra work will square everything. Who was the guy he hit?
Joe Romano.
Romano?
The king of the underworld.
I'm quitting.
You can't quit. You're fired. And you too.
Oh. So you want to take on this little gang war all by yourself, eh? Well, that's okay with me, Benny. Come on, Izzy.
Where you going? You got to help clean up this mess.
Well, all right then. Izzy, you hightail it down to Capello's dressing room and tell him to come right up here.
Then I'm not fired?
Of course not. We have to put up a united front. I thought you had guts.
So I had. Also brains.
Oh, so now you want to crawl out of the thing, huh? Oh.
I am not a coward, but I have the instinct of self-preservation.
Well, gentlemen, that sort of leaves Daniel Patrick Ryan holding the well-known sack.
To anybody else, this whole matter would look like a colossal joke. But I want to assure Mr. Capello that the paper he signed last night was legal and will hold good in any court. Mr. Capello, you have contracted to play this role under certain conditions. One of which is you are to continue to pose as a gangster.
Will you tip Romano off that it was a joke that went wrong?
All right.
No, certainly not. Why, to be sure to leak out and make Supreme Pictures the laughing stock of the industry.
Sure. Then you can sue. Good day, gentlemen.
Never mind, Benny. Just leave it to me and I'll fix everything.
Yep.
Come on, open up.
Get out of here. I don't want to see you, and besides, I'm not dressed.
Oh, you are. Well, I'm coming in anyway.
Hey! Stay out of here! You get out of here, Danny Ryan. do you mean by coming in my dressing room when I'm not dressed anyway?
Here, stop squawking and put this on, will you? I want to talk to you. Hey, what's eating you anyway?
Isn't it bad enough to have to play opposite a gangster without associating with a man that let him openly insult me?
All right, now you go right in and get it all off your chest.
Well, that's all. Except I won't be needing any more of your help.
Oh, you won't, eh?
No.
That's the trouble with you little dames. You suck around till you get somewhere, and then anybody less than Clark Gable is too unimportant for you. Why, for 2 pins, I'd box your ears.
Let go of me.
I'll turn you loose after I've told you what I think of you. Where do you think you'd be in this picture business if I hadn't plastered that Hansel-like mug of yours in every magazine in the country? And sent out reams of lies about your beauty and your acting ability? Why, you used to be tickled pink to read a paragraph I sent out about you. Now it has to be a front-page story or nothing. Why, if you believe all that bunk I write, honey, you're dumber than I think you are. Oh, honey, I'm sorry, but I had to say something to bring you down to earth. Oh, Danny Ryan's in the toughest jam of his life right now. That imported gangster, Yellow's a Chinaman with jaundice.
He is not. He's a cad, but he has courage.
Oh, he has, eh? Well, he thought he was hitting small fry at the roadhouse last night. And he almost fainted this morning when he found out he hit Joe Romano. And now he's afraid that Joe Romano's gang is going to come gunning for him. He wants to get out of town.
Who's Joe Romano?
Joe Romano is the toughest guy west of anywhere.
That's swell. I'll be glad to seek appello leave. But he's not running from anybody.
Oh, he isn't, huh? Well, he just jumped his contract. Right now he's in his dressing room packing his clothes, ready to screw out of town. Oh, if I only had a real gangster and racketeer, I could plaster the world with publicity. Picture gross over $1 million. And to make a star out of you.
Would it really?
Why, of course. It's the greatest break you've ever had in your life.
He'll stay. You wait here a minute.
We'll catch the first train out.
How about an aeroplane?
With the studio income cut out, we'll have to take a day coach.
I hope you'll pardon the informality of a dressing room call.
Quite be formal.
Ooh, packing? Then
Well-
the rumor about your fear of Romano is true. And I thought you were brave. I was proud of your courage at Cardi's last night.
If you think I was packing, you are wrong. I was just starting to unpack.
Well, then I'll help you. No bombs or explosives in here, I hope.
Oh, no.
Of course, you'll be the star of Racketeer. My role is much less important. That of your sweetheart.
That might be important also.
All right, take it in, Paul.
Is this one better, Mr. Sono?
Turn around, honey. Yeah, that's much better than the other one.
Okay.
All right, hold it.
Here's your chair, Miss Stone.
Thank you, John.
Hey, Val, put a shelf on 18 up there, will you?
Mike, let me know when you're ready to try it.
All ready to go, Chief.
All right, boys. Clear everything. I want to try this dolly shot.
Okay.
Let me have a look at it.
All right, take it in.
Would you mind listening to a few lines?
I've read the entire script.
I mean rehearsing me.
Okay. Go ahead.
You are beautiful tonight, my dear. Exquisite as a flower. Without you, the world would be a desert, barren of everything dear to me.
How about some stills?
He means still pictures, not the kind of stills you're used to.
You better ask Ryan. He said no picture were to be taken of me.
All right, Miss Dawn. All right, Mr. Capello. Let's try it. You know, this scene is the close-up of the love scene where you take her in your arms and tell her how much you love her.
Yeah.
You've tried it. Let's see what you can do with it.
Is this my position, Mr. Sarnoff?
That's just right. Ready? Action!
I love you, darling. I love you.
No. Put something in it. Act as though you meant it.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yes, try it again. Take more time. Action.
I love you, darling. I love you.
Yeah, that's good. Now let's shoot it. Now let me show you. Come here. When you're taking your arm, do it this way.
The outside office is swarming with reporters. They want to know something about Tony Capello.
Steer him up against Ryan. He's our contact member of the press.
I told him that, but they say he won't talk.
Tell him I'm not in.
But they saw you come in.
All right, let him in. And buzz Ryan to hustle over here.
Okay.
Hello, boys.
Hi.
Hiya, Mac. How's the Tribune? Hello.
Be more news than if you and Ryan talked about Capello.
Well, what do you want to know about him?
Is Tony Capello a gangster?
As far as Supreme Pictures is concerned, Capello is an actor brought out from the East to star in Racketeer.
You're evading the question. Was he ever a gangster?
If he has any police record, I've never seen it.
The voice from the press. How are you, kid? Oh, Dan.
You haven't been intimating that our new leading man is an underworld character.
Who, me? Oh, why, of course not.
Well, somebody phoned a tip into every city editor in town that you're starring a hoodlum, a notorious killer.
Oh, if this is a publicity gag, the papers won't fall for it. Tony Capello's a racketeer will spread all over the front page. Why, Mac, you know I wouldn't put anything over on the newspapers.
Not much.
Hello is great. Will you please, Mr. Sarnoff, come in a little later? We are busy now.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Is this the great Sarnoff?
I have that pleasure.
Is Tony Capello a real gangster?
Why, certainly. I'm a realist. My art is realistic. That's why I engaged a real gangster for the role.
Quit stalling, Bogle. Your director's admitted he's a gangster.
Listen, Mac, the guy's dippy. He's always trying to make an impression.
He impressed me, all right.
Why, the whole thing is ridiculous.
Of course it is. We won't employ a gangster.
Well, how about a picture of this Capello?
Oh, no pictures.
There must be a reason. A very good reason you don't want this mugg's picture in the paper.
There's one gangster that wouldn't want his mug on the front page, the fellow that socked Joe Romano at the Roadhouse.
How about it, Bogle? Ryan, is that the guy?
No.
Why, of course not. And even if it were, you don't suppose we'd want to send a guy's picture out and get him shot, do you? Or have a pineapple thrown over the studio wall?
Don't think we won't find out.
Well, now, just because there may be diplomatic reasons for not disclosing the man's identity, you don't want to jump at conclusions. Haven't I always played ball with you? Haven't I always been on the square?
I'm going to outrun this thing down.
Me too.
Well, listen, I'm not...
So long, kid.
Well, that's on the level, no kidding.
Did you phone those tips to the papers?
Well, of course I did. It's great publicity. Are they eating it up? Why, it's the greatest idea I ever had in my life.
What's the matter, Ben? You look worried.
Here, read that, you sap.
Well, that's swell.
Swell. I think you ought to be fitted for a straitjacket.
Listen, Ben, you don't realize the value of publicity. Sit down. Let me explain. Look, before this picture is finished, everyone in the country is going to be at your throat. Politicians, women's clubs, educators, maybe even Congress and the President, to say nothing of the press. Every man, woman, and child in the country will have heard of Racketeer.
Yeah, and the only place it'll show will be in an ash can. I'm going to put the paper straight. Tell him Capella's just a ham that never saw a gangster until he ran into Romana by mistake.
Listen, one squawk out of you to the press and I'll crack that Neolithic skull of yours. We haven't said that Capella was a gangster, and we never will. We don't have to.
But suppose Romana bumps off Capella?
Well,
Yeah?
we could hire an armored car to haul a dummy between the studio and his home. Capella would have to live here in the studio until Racketeer was finished.
I still think you're crazy. But he'll try it.
Now you're talking, Ben. That's using sense.
Mr. Sonoff wants you to look at rushes.
All right. Come on, let's go to the projection room.
Follow that car. Find out where Capello lives.
Okay, Chief.
Wipe that grin off your face or you lose some of your teeth. Get going, Tom. Hurry up.
These are the clippings out of the morning papers,
Yes,
eh?
sir.
All right, you get on the phone and call all the papers and have the reporters at Mr. Vogel's office at 4 o'clock. If anybody wants me, I'll be in his office.
All right.
It is my firm belief and conviction that Racketeer is going to be the outstanding box office attraction of the year. Finish it off as usual and send those out immediately.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'll get $1 million worth of publicity on that Racketeer.
And the picture will be finished by 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm having all the reporters over this afternoon to meet Capello.
Yeah.
Listen to these, boy. Some of these things are terrific. Tribune offers $1,000 reward for identification of Tony Capello. $500 for a photograph. Here's another one. Noted college professor urges all schools to protest showing of Racketeer.
You don't think they can do it?
No, of course not. Listen to this one. Eastern Club women urge film board to ban picture. Leading jurors say starring of criminal eulogy to crime. Yeah, here's another one. Listen. Congressman to introduce bill banning criminals from film cast. New York Police Commission threatens to padlock any theater attempting to show Racketeer if it can be proven Tony Capello is hoodlum masquerading as an actor.
You don't suppose Capella's ever been pinched for anything?
No, that guy wouldn't drive through a stop signal. Boy, will old Sonoff chew his fingers when he finds out who Tony really is.
And what are all these reporters going to do when they'll find out they've been kidded?
Got that all figured out. After we establish Capello's identity, I'm going to throw out the bluff that I'm going to sue them all for defamation of character. I guess that'll make them pull in their horns.
Great stunt, Dan. Everybody in the country will fight to see Racketeer.
You bet.
Yes? Oh, it's Mac down the Tribune.
Let me talk to him. Right. Hello, Mac, old boy. You're kidding. Can you beat that? The Tribune went and bribed some extra player to snap a picture of Capello on the set yesterday with one of those candid cameras. Now they got his picture splashed all over the front page.
If Romana sees that, Tony will be shot.
Well, that wouldn't hurt my feelings. Now I've got to make arrangements to get the guy out of town tonight by plane, after we've given the lowdown to the reporters.
Keep every newspaper out of the studio until that picture is finished. I can't have the leading men running out on me before the last scene is taken.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Go ahead.
That's final.
You mean that...
I mean, if I never see you again, it'll be too soon.
But...
Cut. Well, that's very good. That finishes you my picture, Mrs. Dawn. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, Mr. Sono.
You'll be finished in about half an hour, Tony.
All right.
Boys, bring in that small black velvet. Move up for a big head close-up of Mr. Capello.
Okay, Chief.
Dory, raise your hand up, Bob. Oh, that's...
Yes?
I'm having a little dinner arranged for us tonight at my home. Sort of a celebration on finishing the picture. There's something I'd like to tell you.
Oh, really, Tony, I shouldn't.
Oh, please. It will be all right. Dick will drive you up from the studio. I'll follow later.
All right.
Go right in, Miss Dawn. Make yourself at home.
Thanks, Dick. Hello.
You? Thank you. Well, won't you sit down?
All right.
Cigarette?
Yes, I will.
That's the armored car that carries the dummy. Well, the dummy's off the salary list. He's had his last ride.
Will there be anything else, then?
Yes. Get dinner started.
Don't move. Stick 'em up. Frisk him. Get over there. Get him around there.
Sit down.
Sit down. Where's Tony Capello?
He's at the studio.
Phone him to come here at once. Wait a minute. Let his ma do it. Maybe he'll run here faster for her.
I won't phone him.
All right. We'll get him on the phone and you do the talking. Get Supreme Pictures on the line and locate Tony Capello.
What's his number?
I don't know.
She wouldn't tell you if she did know. Look in the book.
Hooray! Racketeer is finished.
Phew! And Tony Capello's still alive.
Yeah, and he's standing by to disclose his identity to the press. Sit down, Tony. The reporters will be here in a couple of minutes.
Sit down.
How'd you like to see the Tribune scoop?
What?
All they got was your mug. They didn't find out a single thing about you.
Yes? Oh, it's for you, Tony. Hello?
Funny. I don't like a mole any better than I like a snake. Come on. You better do it.
Tony, don't come home!
What's wrong? Doris! Doris!
What is it, Tony?
That's what I'm going to find out.
Well, wait a minute. Hey!
What's the matter?
I don't know. Hello, operator. Trace that call. Hurry.
Did he hit it? No. I jammed the receiver hook down. Now we'll just sit and wait until he does come. Boys, just take off your coats and make yourselves at home.
Sit down. What'd you say? Oxford 1142. That's Tony Capello's residence. Call the police station and have them send up a carload of cops to Capello's right away and hurry.
But Danny, wait a minute. You can't leave me. You have to talk to the reporters.
Send the reporters up to Capello's. I have a hunch that Romano's gang is up there. They'll get the story of their lives now. Hurry, call the cops. Come on, look out. Let me out of here. Hey, where's the fire?
What's he been drinking?
He must be on his way to his mother-in-law's funeral. Police headquarters. Police headquarters, please.
What's up, Bogo? What's it up? Come on, let us have it.
Yeah. Send them out there in a hurry.
What's this, Vogel? Another one of Ryan's full tricks?
Yeah, drag us out here to pull another phony, huh?
If he did, he's fired.
Look here, Vogel, there's a clause in my contract.
Sack with your contract. I'm in a hurry.
Well, we'll look to the setup in that dining room. He'll be here for dinner. Open. Close. That's a clever idea. All right, fellas. Cover them and face that entrance.
Please don't shoot him. Oh, don't hurt him, please.
Guess he's done for, all right.
Tony!
Get down.
Not so fast.
What is the idea?
Simple. That smash in the face you gave me out at Cardi's caused me to pay a good dentist $1,200. Now I'm taking that 1,200 smackers right out of your chiseling hide. And after that, you're taking a long, long ride. Tie him up, Tom.
No, you don't.
What happened?
Just going a little too fast. And that's what happened.
Brother, you were sure knocking on it.
I'll say.
Oh, say, will you give me a lift over to Mountain Street? I think my girl's been kidnapped.
Sure. Wait, over. Well, sure. Hop in, old timer. Right on through. You'll be all right.
I'm on.
Get out. How do you like it?
Let the young lady go. We have nothing to do with it.
I'm not leaving any witnesses. Get out. Get out! You rat.
Tony!
Back here. Teeth he don't swallow, we'll save for souvenirs.
Don't move. No, you don't.
His expression is marvelous. I'll bet he'll be good in that picture.
Turn to the right at the next corner. Thanks a lot, fellas.
Come on over there. Come on, you get up on your feet. And keep your hands up. Here are your men, officers.
A little roughhouse, eh? Well, Romano got you at last, eh?
What's going on here? Not him, officer. It's Romano and his two gunmen you want, Sergeant.
Yeah? And Capello, too. Didn't I just see his mug all over the front page?
Papers often make mistakes, Sergeant. And Mac here, the Tribune, is responsible for this one. Tony, tell them who you really are. And your reporters can get a load of this, too.
I am one of those unknown actors Ryan got from a little Italian theater back east. I am not a gangster, but Supreme Pictures had to let Sonoff think he was using an underworld character.
That's true, Sergeant. As president of Supreme Pictures, I can verify his statement. All right, take him away, boys.
Why, you big... Now, wait a minute. Haven't I always played ball with you fellas?
I'd like to bend a baseball bat over your head. Why don't you try kicking yourself for that big scoop?
Oh, you tricked me. Me, Sonoff.
Good. Then I'll come back to the office, I'll tear up the original one.
All right, huh?
And that was great. Well, Tony, I'm glad to see you alive. My, oh my, you must have given him a good fight, eh?
Tony isn't a real gangster?
No, and you're not his gal.